Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're gonna see how to do a glowing object like those one here, and I will probably do another video later on to show you how to do those ones. So those one has the glass around, they look nicer, and those one here has no glass around, so it's just a solid object. So I'm gonna start with those one because those one are not too complicated to do. So let me jump to the other project. So for that, you just need the starter content. So when you create your project, you just make sure you check the starter content to have it. So I created a folder here, so I will put everything that I need in that folder to do that object that is glowing. So first of all, I'm going to create the object. That's the first part that we need here. So I'm going to take actor, and I'm going to call that BP underscore statue underscore glow, and I'm gonna go right in it. Here I'm gonna add a static mesh, and in the static mesh I'm gonna select the statue, and that's the only thing we have to do here in the viewport. So we're gonna go to the construction script. Here I'm gonna start by creating a variable. I'm gonna call that color. I'm gonna change the type to a linear color like this one here, and I'm gonna make sure I check this box here. Check that box here, so it's gonna help us to edit the color on the fly later on. So compile. From the construction script, we're gonna drag off and we're gonna search for create dynamic material instant, and we're gonna take the one with the static mesh. Click on this, and from this we're gonna drag and we're gonna search for set vector parameter value, and is the second one here that we need. I'm gonna take this one and we're gonna change this for color, and we're gonna take the color that we created here and we're gonna get and place it to the value right here like so. You compile, and you obviously you need to make sure you connect the return value to the target. Compile and save. So that's the only thing that we have to do in the blueprint for the statue. So we can close that off, and we're going to create a material. I'm going to call that m underscore, I'm going to call that pulse, and I'm going to go right in it. So when you're in that pulse material or that glowing material, so we're going to create the little logic that's going to make the object change color. I mean glowing. So you're going to hold number 3 on your keyboard, and you're going to click. It's going to create this. You're going to convert it to a parameter, and we're going to call it color. The only reason why I put color, if you remember I'm going to show you here in the statue, we selected color. So the blueprint is going to read this. Pretty simple. I'm going to put red so you can see the color, or it's more pink here. And you connect this to the base color like this. And if you hold 1 on your keyboard, I'm going to connect this to metallic. I'm going to change the value to 1. What I like to do, it's changing the name of those things, right? So I'm just going to call that metallic. You don't have to call it. It's just like I like it when it's a little bit more organized. It's look a little bit nicer. You know what every nodes here are doing. I'm going to create a multiplier. I need 2, so create 2. And here I'm going to copy that color once again. And I'm going to connect the color to A. And going to connect the return value of the first multiplier to the second multiplier. And right in the emissive color like this. From B here, we're going to search for sin. We're going to put a sin here. You're going to get a little error, but it's going to be fixed in a few seconds. All 1 on your keyboard. We're going to connect that to the second multiplier in B. I'm going to convert that to a parameter. I'm going to call that intensity. And I'm going to change the default value to 1. And from this, we're gonna drag off, actually just Alt M on your keyboard to do a multiplier once again. And from A, we're gonna search for time. And from B here, we're just gonna Alt 1 on the keyboard, connect that to B, put the default value to 1, like this. Perfect. As you see now, everything is glowing. That it's the intensity. So if you go a little bit, as you can see, it's changing, right? I'm gonna put like something, a big number. You see? So it's why I put that intensity. So when you go there and want to change it, well, you can change it right like this, right? I'm just gonna go back to 1, so it's not too intense for us. So that's the logic to make your color glowing like this. So when that is done, you can save, and if you close the statue, as I said, just reopen it. We just have to select the material that we created here. So if you go there and search for pulse, you're gonna have pulse right here. Compile, save that. If you go back to your third person map, you have your blueprint for your statue. Put it right here. And as you can see, it's black. The reason it's black because the color that we selected is black. I know it's pink here, but the one that overwrite the pink color, it's this one. Why we have this? It's simple. If you go back to your blueprint, in the variable, we check this earlier. If I uncheck that and do compile, if I go back to the third person character, you can see there's no longer any color that we can change on the fly. And you have to go there in your blueprint to change it manually. So here all the time, and you change it here. That's not really efficient. So if you click that here and compile and save, now the color is here. So you can change the color on the fly as you wish, right? So, oh, I don't like that. I prefer this one. So you can kind of play with the color and you can put exactly what you want. So that's pretty simple. If you go back here and just change the intensity just for fun, right? As we saw earlier, I'm gonna save that. And go back here. See, it's more intense now. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. So hopefully that was useful for you. So we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.